بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يا معشر الشباب من استطاع منكم الباءة فليتزوج فإنه أغض للبصر وأحسن للفرج ومن لم يستطع فعليه بالصوم فإنه له وجاء. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم النكاح من سنتي. وقال في حديث آخر فمن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, we thank and praise Allah Azza wa Jal for the countless blessings and bounties that He has bestowed upon us. Undoubtedly, the greatest favor upon us is the favor of belief in Almighty God, without which a person cannot be successful in this life or the hereafter. We thank and praise Allah for having given us the opportunity to come and witness this beautiful gathering and this happy and blessed occasion on which our sister Intan will be marrying our brother Jamie. And before we commence with the actual Nikah contract, which is the marriage contract between the couple, we will inshallah just share a few words as part of the Khutbah Nikah. So the Nikah or the marriage process in Islam is very, very simple. You have a sermon, a short sermon wherein a few words are shared from the advices of Allah, the advices of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the advices of our beloved scholars and elders. And thereafter we have the actual Nikah contract, which is the marriage contract between the couple. And the way it works is that on behalf of the bride, there is always a male relative that will be giving away the bride. But on this occasion, as the father is in Indonesia overseas, inshallah, I will act on behalf of the father, who is Joko Suroso. But before we get to the marriage contract, just a few words of advice I will share. Again, these words are not my own words. These are from the Quran, the beloved tradition of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the advices of my own teachers. First and foremost is for any relationship to be successful, especially when it's such an intimate one like the one between a husband and a wife, it is important that they are on the same page in regards to the big things. They are on the same page regarding the big things. The smaller things, obviously, you can have like different methods or different objectives, but in the bigger things, the objective has to be the same. The goal has to be the same. Otherwise, it is highly likely that there will be major problems within that relationship. There will be major problems within that relationship. What do I mean by the big things? The big things is where you want to get in life. Where you want to get in life. And for a Muslim, every couple's objective should be the pleasure of Almighty Allah and ultimately to get to paradise. Ultimately to get to Jannat al-Firdaus. To get to the everlasting abode which is known as paradise or Jannah. That should be the ultimate objective for a Muslim. If that is the ultimate objective for a man and his wife, then inshaAllah, there will still be problems with marriage. Every marriage has its problems. But inshaAllah, there won't be major problems, hopefully. Hopefully there won't be major problems. Right? So it is very, very important that the man and the woman, the husband and the wife are always on the same page with regards to the bigger things. If the wife has an objective that they want a double-story house, and the man's objective in life, like the ultimate objective, is that he wants a massive yacht or a boat. Well, things probably will not work out unless they have enough money for both. Unless they have enough money for both, otherwise it is unlikely that things will work out, and there is likely to be problems. Again, buying a boat and buying a house, it's not what you would call the big things, but it's just a very simple example. So the big things, in the bigger things in life, the objective has to be the same. Has to be the same, and I hope inshallah that our brother Jamie and sister Intan have talked about this and have given due thought to it, and inshallah both of them are on the same page. But for a Muslim, the ultimate objective should be the pleasure of Allah. And that is exactly the message Allah gives in the 3 verses which we recited in the start of the sermon. In Arabic, we recited 3 verses. And the common message in each of these 3 verses is ittaqullah, taqwa of Allah. Being conscious of Allah and seeking His pleasure. Being conscious of Allah and seeking His pleasure. That should be the ultimate objective. That's number 1. 2 more things inshallah. I won't prolong it. 2 more things. The second one is a lot of the marriages I see in today's time, one of the major ingredients that is missing is the ingredient of commitment. The ingredient of commitment. I'm not sure if you've ever talked about it or if you've ever thought about it, thought about it, that what do you think is the key ingredient that's going to keep your relationship going? Most people, or many young people, I'm not going to talk about most people, but many young people who don't have much knowledge about relationships, they will say that the major ingredient required in a marriage or in any successful relationship is love. That's a load of nonsense. That's a load of nonsense. Alright? It is one of the ingredients. It is one of the ingredients, but it is not the major ingredient. And some people have this idea that, if I love someone and if I want my relationship to be successful, every time I see my wife or every time I see my husband, there needs to be butterflies in my stomach. My heart needs to skip a beat. Let me tell you something. This is all in the movies. This is all in the movies. The reality is, your heart's only going to skip a beat maybe 1 or 2% of the time in your whole married life. That's the reality, I'm not kidding. Who is married here from the audience? Anyone married? Yeah? Would you agree with me or? Yeah? If you don't agree with me, then I'd love to know your secret. I'd love to know your secret because it just doesn't happen. Alright, but that's the reality. Your stomach is not going to get butterflies every time you look at your wife or every time you look at your husband. It's only going to happen very rarely. Start of marriage, yes, it might be more often. Start of marriage, those few months or few weeks for some people, and for some people maybe a year or so, but which is called the honeymoon phase. Alright, but after that, it's hardly ever going to happen. It's hardly ever going to happen. The reality is, the key ingredient in a marriage, the key ingredient in a relationship is commitment. Commitment. And what commitment means is that there has to be an effort. There has to be an effort on the relationship. You know, some people feel that if I have to make an effort on the relationship to love my wife or to love my husband, that means that is not the real love. No, that is the real love. That is the real commitment. That is the real relationship. That is a healthy relationship. When you realize that you have to make an effort. Because some people feel that everything should just come naturally. No, that's not the way. That is not how it works. And I could go on and on. I could give a whole day's lecture just to speak about the differences between a man and a woman. The way the man thinks, the way the woman thinks. Right? The things that a man is going to love is going to be different to the way the things a woman is going to love. When a woman has issues, when a woman is stressed out, she needs to speak to someone. I'll give you a very simple example. When a woman is stressed out, she has to speak to someone. When a man is stressed out or when he's going through some challenges and problems, he wants to be left alone. That's the way it is. And because sometimes men and women don't understand that, the woman thinks, oh, my husband is going through a hard time, but he doesn't want to speak to me, that means he doesn't love me. No, the man's nature is different. And sometimes the man thinks, oh, my wife is going through a problem, she's just talking to me about her problems, I can't, and when I'm giving her solutions, she doesn't want to listen. Well, when a woman is going through problems, you don't offer her solutions. You don't offer her solutions. What do? You listen, you nod, and you say, and you show empathy. Alright? Just talking a little bit about the psychology of men and women. Reality. Alright? If you want to read a book, a very good book, by the way, written by professionals, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. It's a very good book. Alright? So it explains the different psychology of a man and a woman. Have a read through that. Very interesting reading. Alright, but that's the reality. Marriage is about commitment. Allah has made men and women different. The way they think is different. The way they act is different. The way they deal with hardships is different. The way they deal with stresses is different. When they're happy, they act differently. The things they like, it's different. Alright, and that is where the effort comes in. That's where the commitment comes in. Because everything is not going to come naturally. It won't. Everything is not going to come naturally. And that's the reason why that effort is required. And many people shy away from making that effort, or they feel that, because I have to make an effort, that means this relationship is not working for me. No. Because you're making an effort and you realize you have to make an effort, alhamdulillah, the relationship is working for you. And that's what the relationship is about. It's about commitment, and that means that it's about making an effort. It's about making an effort to fulfill the needs and the rights of your spouse. So let us, inshallah, remember that. I hope that our brother Jamie and our sister Intan will, inshallah, remember that, and they will stay committed to their relationship. Last but not least, inshallah, Allah describes the relationship of a man and woman in the Quran as هُنَّ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ. They are a garment for you and you are a garment for them. Meaning, the wife is a garment for the husband, and the husband is a garment for the wife. Garment meaning clothing. Allah gives such a beautiful, beautiful example. Such a beautiful metaphor, right? And the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that is because there is a lot of similarities between the function of a garment, the function of clothing, and the function of a husband towards the wife and a wife towards the husband. A garment, clothing, protects you, right? So husband and wife protect each other. Clothing covers up the faults. A husband covers up the faults of the wife covers up the faults of the husband. They don't go and badmouth each other to their friends. They don't gossip with their male friends and with their female friends about how bad the wife is or how bad the husband is. I can't stand her in the house, blah, 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 blah. She's always nagging and he's always doing this, whatnot. Alright, that's not what a husband and wife do. They cover up each other's faults. Number 3, they protect each other from the harsh environment. They protect each other from the harsh environment, the same way that clothing does, right? They protect each other from the harsh environments. Right? Number 4, and of course you can go on and on about what a clothing does for you. But I'm just mentioning some of the important ones. Clothing beautifies you. Same way, alhamdulillah, it's a happy occasion of marriage. You wear good clothing, right? So clothing beautifies you. A husband beautifies the wife, makes the wife look good, brings out the best in the wife. And the wife does the same for the husband. The wife does the same for the husband. So these are just some examples, inshallah. You can think about it even more, about what a clothing does, what the effect that a clothing has for a person. And the function of a husband and a wife towards one another is also very, very similar. So think about that, inshallah ta'ala. A lot can be said. In fact, there's a joke out there that if you want to look at how to keep your wife or your husband happy, like you need like a massive book, never-ending book. All right, but jokes aside, inshallah, the important thing is that effort has to be made. Effort has to be made in the relationship, and that's what's going to keep the relationship going, and that's what's going to keep the relationship healthy, inshallah ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He keep both Jamie and Intan together in love, in harmony, with mawadda, with affection, and with rahmah, with mercy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give each of them the ability to be patient with one another, the ability to be resilient with one another, and resilient together. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make both of them a support for one another, a pillar for one another, a support for one another, especially in times of challenges and in times of hardship. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala resurrect them on the day of judgment, on the day of Qiyamah, as both husband and wife in Jannatul Firdaus. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them both and all of us success in this life and Jannah and paradise and success in the hereafter. Ameen, ameen, ameen. And what we'll do now, inshallah, we'll have the Khutbah al-Nikah, we'll have the Aqd al-Nikah, which is the actual marriage contract. So the way it will work is, inshallah, I will act on behalf of Intan's father, Joko Soroso, and I will be doing the proposal in the Arabic language. So I will be offering, the bride to our brother Jamie. I'll do it in Arabic, and then obviously I will do the translation in English so he understands what I'm saying, because it's a contract, you need to understand what I'm saying. And then he will say the words of acceptance in Arabic first, and then in English, inshallah. Alright? Ready? Okay, so if you can hold my hand. Just need to get the names right so I'm marrying the right people to the right person. This is for you. Right, so you can actually, when it's your turn, you can just hold it. أزوجك وأنكحك على ما أمر الله به من إمساك بمعروف أو تسريح بإحسان. يا جيمي نيثن إيزار أزوجك وأنكحك مخطوبتك إنتان ركن ساري ليلي على المهر الذي اتفقتما عليه. I marry you and I perform your nikah and marriage with the command of Allah that you stay together in goodness, and in the case, God forbid, that you happen to separate, then you separate in goodness. O Jamie Nathan Izar, I marry you, the person to whom you have proposed, Intan Ratnasari Layli, for the mahar amount and the bridal gift amount that has been agreed between the both of you. So if you can say the words of acceptance.
Kway biltuha wa nakatua bil mahril mutafaki alaiha. I accept her and marry her in lieu of the bridal gift that has been agreed.
بارك الله لكما وبارك عليكما وجمع بينكما في خير. Now, alhamdulillah, our sister Intan and our brother Jamie are husband and wife according to the rights of Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them both protection. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep them safe from harm. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put love, harmony, mawadda, rahmah, affection, mercy between them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make them a support for one another. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them all the success in this life and the hereafter, and grant them the tawfiq to go from strength to strength, And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them pious and righteous offspring that will be the coolness of their eyes. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only make this a union of two individuals, but also make this a union of the two families that have come together, alhamdulillah. So we'll make a short dua. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Ya Allah, all of us that are sitting here and have witnessed this beautiful gathering and this blessed gathering, Ya Allah, you grant us all success in this life and the hereafter. Ya Allah, you grant us all forgiveness from our shortcomings. Ya Allah, you put khair and barakah, you put blessing and goodness between the hearts of this couple that have just married. Ya Allah, the same love that you put between the heart of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Khadija radiallahu anha, you put a similar type of love between the heart of this couple, our brother Jamie, our sister Intan, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, the same type of love that you had put between our role models, the ones that had the best marriage from the prophets. Ya Allah, you put the same type of love between this couple. Ya Allah, you grant them the ability to go from strength to strength. Ya Allah, you make them a strength for one another, a pillar for one another, a support for one another. Ya Allah, you grant them the patience to be able to bear one another's shortcomings. And Ya Allah, you grant them the ability to fix one another's shortcomings in a manner which is wise, in a manner which is full of patience, in a manner which is full of compassion. Ya Allah, you grant us all tawfiq in our marriages. Ya Allah, you grant us all khair and barakah in all of our marriages. Ya Allah, you grant us khair and barakah in all of our marriages. Ya Allah, you grant us all success in this life and success in the hereafter, and Jannatul Firdaus, paradise, the everlasting paradise, without any hisab and without any accountability. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Congratulations to the couple and congratulations to the family members and to the friends that have joined us here today. Alhamdulillah, the ceremony is over, but just before we finish off and we start congratulating each other, I'll just get the two people that are going to be serving as the witnesses, the two witnesses inshallah, and we'll just have the signatures, and thereafter everything will be done. Barakallahu feekum.